but it's sort of being split into two. So you can choose the order in how you answer this. What is the worst part and the best part about being the class of 2020? Welcome back to another installment of the High School Perspective. Thanks to Ryan or Replay Beats for the intro music, or intro and outro music in the video. See, I knew I was going to butcher that either way because it's been, 3 weeks now since I posted a video? But it's all right. Okay, so I want to say that the topic of discussion is like a very easy topic, but I have all seniors with me today, and it's going to be it's a little bit of like a debate kind of a topic. Not like debating back and forth, but like we've been having trouble figuring out the actual title of what to call this. So Darsh, would you like to just explain kind of what it is, what it's going to be about?
All right, so basically, well, not seniors anymore, alumni.
Excuse me, yes.
Freshmen again.
Freshies.
So basically, we want to talk about how, like coronavirus especially is like affecting our plans for college because, it's something we've been looking forward to pretty much our entire high school, and just a lot of unexpected stuff happened, and we're just going to talk about that.
Cool.
Like with fall semester going online and stuff.
Pretty easy. So yeah, obviously today I'm joined with some alumni now who are going to be freshmen in college this upcoming semester or for the upcoming year. The class of 2020 to, I guess, put it differently. So let's just go ahead and reintroduce and introduce the new people and the old people. You guys can say your names and then the school that you've committed to, even though you're already wearing all your gear.
I'm Darsh. Hi again, and I'm going to MIT. Going.
Hi, I'm Theo, and I'm attending, I don't know if that's the right word now, attending Cal State Long Beach in the fall.
Hi, my name is James. I'm going to UC Santa Cruz, and I was supposed to go in the fall, but now we're not.
All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and talk about that. Obviously, you guys have been committed for a while, and you were kind of going into this expecting, that college, your first semester in the fall was going to be like any other college semester in the fall, a normal one where you'd be able to go to the school and stay there. But let's talk about what your guys' colleges have done to respond to COVID-19. How has your guys' colleges taken it on? Has it been influenced by any other colleges? What's your guys' knowledge based on that?
As of right now, at least for UC Santa Cruz, they're doing like a hybrid thing. So like if you have like lab classes, then you kind of have priority to stay on campus. But then like as like a freshman, most of the classes are like general education anyway. So like those can be done like remotely. So like most freshmen are like remote. So that's how UC Santa Cruz is doing it.
Mm-hmm. For MIT, they're only bringing back seniors, and at first, like I would think that fall semester it's the most important for freshmen, and then spring semester it's more important for seniors. But then, like when they explained it, they looked at it like why is fall semester important for freshmen? It's because like things like orientation, or it's just your first semester in general, and like when you rush week for frats and sororities. But all of that stuff isn't going to happen anyway. So basically it was between two options. Either you do online classes at home where you're like, the people around you, it's like an environment you're comfortable in, or you do online classes in like a small room in a city you've never been to before. So once they explain like that, it makes more sense. But yeah, so they're only bringing back seniors, and initially like the colleges surrounding it or like they all have really different plans, so they really didn't like look at like they didn't make their decision based on what other people did. It's their own.
In terms of my college, I think since it's part of the CSU system, and the CSU system was the first one to actually say that, oh yeah, all of our colleges are going fully online for the semester. And then but Long Beach specifically is kind of like going with that same model as other UCs that's like hybrid. Like if you need to have labs and all that stuff, you can go on campus and do stuff like that. And they're still offering like housing. I think it was like for like 40% of the students. So it would be like one dorm room for each person. That would be like about 40% of the capacity. So then that's what they're doing right now. And yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing for me. I mean, like, I'm going to be a senior next year in high school. And the district literally just released, like, a few days ago about, like, kind of what the plan was going to be and how, like, the hybrid situation is going to work. We're supposed to start our first 3 weeks, like, online, like, definitely. Like, that's, like, 100%, like, that's what's going to happen. And then from there, they released, like, 2 different, like, kind of options of, like, the plans of what's going to happen. So, like, for me, finding that out was a bit stressful because it was obviously like new information. Like when you guys found this out for the first time for your guys' colleges, how did you guys retain that information?
I kind of expected it, to be honest, because like college is like huge. It's not like the same size as like the high school. So like, I don't know. I just feel kind of like it was gonna happen at some point. So like I was already prepared for it, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really think anything like big would happen until a vaccine actually came because like I don't think colleges are willing to take that risk if even like the cases went down without like a vaccine, they wouldn't like put people on campus. And I mean, yeah, I guess like James was saying, I was expecting that. But when they said like the whole fall, that was kind of like a surprise to me as well because I was like, well, wow, wait, the whole fall, that's like till January. So then I had to like think about it. I was like, wow, I'm gonna be staying in Castro Valley till January, maybe even like further. Like I don't know. So that was a lot to process at the time.
Yeah, rather because like I said earlier, I was expecting to go back like at least for the freshmen because that's what a lot of the colleges around MIT were doing. Um, but the thing is, like when I got the news, I wasn't as like sad as I thought I would be because I've never like been there, so I don't really know what I'm missing out on. I just like it's just something I was looking forward to. But I know like other people that are older, like my sister, her fall semester getting canceled. It's her senior year, so it's worse for them. I feel like. Um, and what else was I going to say? Wait, was that the?
That was
Is there
pretty much
another
the whole
part to the
question.
question?
That was pretty much the
Yeah.
whole question.
Okay.
But I was going to add on to what you were saying. You said you weren't too disappointed about that. Like, can you, I guess, elaborate on that more? And then for you guys, James and Theo, were you guys not as disappointed like Darsh, or did you feel like some disappointment finding out all this information?
Yeah, I'd say because like the whole thing with the dorm life or whatever, that's like a big like thing that you have to experience if you go to college. I mean, I don't know how I would have liked it, but you know, it's part of the whole um college life. And but for me, I feel like I can stay in because in MIT, like you stay in, it's normal to stay in dorms like all 4 years, so I could do that. And like when I found out the news, rather than like being sad about not going there, I was more sad about like staying in Castro Valley for like the next few months because I'm trying to get out of here. And also, like even my parents, they were looking forward to it because they kind of spoiled me all the time since I'm the youngest, and I need to like learn how to live independently. Uh, so that's something that was gonna happen in college, but I guess not as soon as they wanted. Yeah.
I'm the opposite. My parents were really happy that I was staying. Um, they they were like they did not care about like how I felt. They were just like, "We're happy you're here," and I was like, "I'm not."
My grandma was like,
No, because like I mean, I feel like the like I don't know about you guys, but I didn't do any distance learning like the last like 3 months of high school. So like
yep.
now what I'm thinking is like, how am I about to start a whole new thing where I don't really know what I'm doing and have like the motivation to do it? And that's what I first thought. Like it wasn't like, oh no, I don't get to have all these experiences. I mean, like that came into mind like eventually, but the first thing that came to my mind was like, how am I going to do this? Like how am I going to find the motivation to actually do work like probably like wake up in time for my classes because like I just woke up. Like it's like two, and I just woke up. So how am I gonna find like the actual motivation to like get up, do some college work, like actually do well in my classes? Because that's tough. I feel like that's gonna be really tough, and I want to see how that works.
No, yeah, my parents are like, they're kind of sad because like they want me to like go out and explore and stuff like that. But they're also, I think, pretty happy that they don't have to pay as much for like for like room and board and stuff like that. So that's like a plus. But like, I think the big thing for me is like the motivation thing, like that Theo said, because like I'd be doing like work for the last like couple weeks of senior year, and that was so like boring. Like it was so like unmotivating. Like I kind of just, okay, whatever, fine, I'm gonna do it, whatever. I didn't put any effort into it. So like, especially in college classes, I feel like you need to be like actually like focused on that. You can't just half do it.
And that's the thing. Like I was like telling myself like college is the time where like you're actually like paying for like your education, so
Yeah.
like, you have to actually do things because it's not just like being like granted to you. It's not like
Mhm.
free education. Like you can't take it for granted. So you have to. I feel like that's not motivation enough for me to be like, oh crap, I have to do work because like oh this isn't free education. But still like it has to be like different from like high school because like your professors don't care if you don't do work because like they're still getting paid for it anyway. Like you're the one like suffering, like you're like paying for something that you're not participating in, and that's what's like tough about it, you know.
Yeah, I think there's a fine line between the whole high school and college way of learning. Obviously, it's not as easy to cheat in college because you can't just, it's not as simple as looking off of somebody's paper and writing, like, or circling the same bubble as they do. Um, there's a couple different directions I want to go after you guys have mentioned all this stuff. You guys were talking about lack of motivation in the past few months with the whole distance learning thing. So I think I'll kind of stick more over there. So when you guys and your entire class found this out, has your class kind of reacted in the same way? Are people reacting differently? And have you guys gotten any kind of, I guess, advice from maybe college friends or people in general saying like, you know, which direction you guys should go in terms of what your plan is?
I mean, in terms of our class, like I know some people are like really mad about it, but some people are taking it as like an advantage or like a sign to like maybe take another path, and that's like completely fine. Like I know a lot of people who started considering like community college, and I was one of those people too because I was like, shoot, like free college, and it's like I don't really have to like go there anyway. It's like online either way, and that the reason why I considered it was like it's gonna be this. It's not gonna be the same education, I guess, but like if it's gonna be online anyway, might as well be free, and that's like a lot of what a lot of people thought about, you know. But then I was like, I think I'm gonna stick it because I don't know, like I can't tell the future. Maybe like by February I'll be in Long Beach, and I was just like, maybe I'll just do like one fall semester just doing online. But I know a lot of people in our class were like really upset that, first of all, that they don't get to move away, but also that they have to deal with the fact that they're still like in Castro Valley. They still have to go to like Cafe 4 to study. And I was like, will it even be open though? That's like another thing.
Right.
'Cause being at home is just like a big part of it. Like I can't do anything at home. I have to like even go outside to do like something productive. And a lot of people feel the same way. They're like, what can I do to like change the way I go about this experience?
Um, like I said earlier, like even if even the people that are going to college, like they're allowing them to come to the campus, like it's still very limited, and like a lot of the activities are limited. Even like lectures, they're all going to be online, and most classes except for like labs, they're going to be online. So if it was between those two options, I think staying at home isn't that bad. And like I can still hang out with some friends that like you guys that I know for a while. And I feel like if everything's restricted in college, making new friends was gonna be hard anyway. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting, like doing your own college work with friends from different colleges, because then it's like you're so used to like working with your friends on the same class or like even within the same school, so like the curriculum's sort of the same. But then now that you're like, let's say like me, Theo, and Darsh go all hang out and do like work, we're gonna all have different like stuff. So that should be like super interesting to like just see. But I think like I still think if you have the chance to go to college, like at least like go to on campus, I think it's better than staying home. Just for like the as what Theo said, like the distraction type thing. Because like I'm at home, I have like all my games like legit right here. I'm gonna want to play video games instead of like do my homework, right? So like there's that whole like separating work from like home aspect of it. That's why like I rather go to like school instead of having being homeschooled, because then you just separate the two, and then it's easier to get work done and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have kind of, I guess, when you were answering that particular question, you guys kind of dabbled in the whole what your guys' plan was going to be. Can you guys explain further about like what your entire plan is going to be? And I guess examples of this could be like, are you, I guess, a big thing that a lot of people were asking was the whole gap year situation, like, and how that's going to work. Can you explain that for some people that have no idea? Did you guys consider taking a gap year, and are you guys taking a gap year? And then besides that, I guess, like, are you guys planning on taking other courses while you guys aren't in school for this fall semester?
So I pitched the idea of a gap year to my father. He was real not happy with me like just saying the word gap year. And like his reasoning was like a lot of people who take gap years kind of like lose the flow of like school. So then they don't really go back to like school after the gap year. They just go do something else. So I like that made sense to me, because like especially like if you take a smaller gap like summer from like summer break, you kind of like lose like your whole like workflow, like going back to school and stuff like that. So that makes sense. But personally, I'm just gonna go like into online school or whatever.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Like, I didn't consider gap year, but I thought about it, and then what came to mind was like, people take gap years to like travel, like explore like other cultures and stuff like that. What are you gonna do with a? I mean, sorry, anyone who's gonna take a gap year, like, what are you gonna do with like a whole year quarantine, basically? Because like I don't know what would happen within that year, but let's just say it's gonna be under quarantine. Like, I feel like I'd rather do something mildly productive than like. So I'm like, I don't want to offend anyone taking a gap year, but just like I wouldn't personally want to do it, because I would just be like sitting at home all day, because that's already what I'm doing right now, and like it sucks. Like I wish I'm doing something right now.
Yeah, I thought about it, and just for like a few minutes, and like Theo said, like a gap year, you're supposed to like go out to and travel, but can't really do anything. I get like, if someone wants to like make music or something for a gap year, something you can do from home, but I can't do any of that, so I am not going to do that. And you talked about like what my plan's gonna be. So I also can't work at home at all. But the good thing is, at MIT, even if like coronavirus didn't exist, first semesters pass, or like no, or the class doesn't count if you fail the class. Like it doesn't even show up on your transcript, which also means that like the transition's really difficult. So that's why they made it that way, because the classes are supposed to be way harder than high school. Uh, so I don't know if I'm scared or relieved either way. I have to find some study buddies. I got you guys and a few other friends. And like James said, like definitely having people from different colleges studying together, it's going to be interesting. And like we can also help each other, because I know James, he's good at like computer science, and I have no idea what that is yet. So we can help each other out too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. On to what my plan is. I just like thought about this. I was thinking about like since it's gonna be online anyway, I was thinking about taking like a few like extra classes, maybe like 1 or 2 extra classes, because since it's gonna be online anyway. I feel like I'm gonna have a lot of time on my hands to like do work and even like motivate myself even more. Let's see how that works. Um, so that like I can get like more credits now, and then when I'm actually there, like I can like take less classes or maybe take like classes that I don't have to take, but just like take it because like I'm still in college and everything like that. So yeah, that's what I was thinking about. But yeah, I'm just gonna go through with the whole online thing and see what happens.
Oh yeah, so you guys obviously talked about being bored at home a lot, and for quite a long time now, seeing that Corona is only getting worse. So what have you guys been doing in your spare time? I know this is kind of like a pretty easy, I guess, question to answer for most people, but I mean, there's just been like so many things like for me personally that like I've wanted to do, obviously during summer and like with my friends, but like it's the thought of even going outside now is just like the most terrifying thing because like we got Corona to deal with, we got Hornets, and we don't even know what state the Hornets are in at this point. What have you guys been doing in your spare time?
Since I thought there was a pretty high chance of me actually going to college this fall, I was spending time with my family and being like, oh, it's my like kind of last summer here. But now, since I'm not going back, I'm gonna not spend time with them because I'm kind of tired of them. But I also got an Xbox because I've never had video games before, but I had nothing to do, so I got an Xbox and I finished like the GTA storyline like
Oh,
yesterday. That
really?
was
That thing
good.
was kind of long.
Long.
I did it in like 3
Kind of
weeks.
long,
It
dude.
was- yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm just gonna let James talk because whatever he's doing, that's what I'm
Yeah,
doing.
so me and Theo have been kind of hanging out a lot online. We've been playing a lot of games, playing like ranked games like Valorant and stuff like that. A bunch of our friends have been wanting PCs, like to upgrade their PCs or get PCs. So like I've been helping like Theo build a PC, and then like some other friends build PCs. Darsh, if you want to upgrade that Xbox, I'll help you out with that. PC Master Race. Work too. Just been kind of working, trying to like get money for like video games and like get a car and stuff like that. Um, I've been like doing music sometimes, like just fooling around on the guitar, just like playing random songs and stuff like that. Skating, I've been skating a little bit too. That's about it, I guess. Cooking. Oh, I've been doing a lot of cooking. That was
Ooh,
actually pretty fun.
what's
Yeah.
your
Like
dish?
breakfast and like, cause like you need to eat. Might as well like learn how to cook.
Cook something good.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
It's been
Yeah.
pretty fun actually, cooking.
That's cool.
Yeah, I've been cooking a little bit. I haven't cooked in a while, but yeah, like
cooking-
earlier in quarantine, I was cooking, and then I got an Xbox.
Yes,
Then I
sir.
stopped.
Cooking was done. So Darsh, you wanted to talk about this one particular questions
Yeah.
that I feel like a lot of people are wondering, but I mean, I've been wondering pretty much all of this stuff. This is something that I guess is probably like up there more. Are colleges making tuition cheaper?
No,
Nope.
Not at all.
not
No.
that I. Yeah, they're greedy.
It's crazy.
I did hear though that like room and board's gonna be cheaper though, but obviously because you're not gonna be there.
There.
oh, for the room and board like rate thing, it's gonna be for Long Beach at least. The people who are actually trying to room get to pay a double rate, so you get to pay like what you would pay if you had a roommate, but you would just be there alone. So it'd be like pretty much half or like a quarter.
Okay. I guess you'd have to be alone. That makes sense.
Yeah, and a lot of people like since they don't want to pay for tuition for online school, that's why they were like deferring their enrollment to the next year. But and what a lot of kids want to do is defer enrollment for one semester and come back the next one. So just not do school at all this semester. But I know a lot of colleges aren't letting them do that either. So either you defer the whole year
Yeah.
or you do online school. So yeah, we're kind of in a pickle.
I guess another thing was you guys are probably going to be taking some classes, like Theo mentioned, online, unless you're just completely taking the gap year. But if you guys are going to be doing the studies online, and when you do, how do you think that's going to affect your studies like the most, or like have, I guess, why would online studies have the most impact on, on your like performance as opposed to you just working like regularly, like not 100% online?
I mean, for me at least, it's definitely the social aspect. Like, I'm a very social person, if you guys can attest to that. And in my classes in high school, like throughout high school, I would get through because like I would get help from my peers, and I would also help my peers, and just like it would be more of like a collaborative effort. And every time I did something alone, it would be like tougher, and I know that now. And going into college, going to online college solo makes me like scared. Like, how am I gonna do this without like help, or without like other people like doing the same thing with me? So that should be interesting. That's what I'm scared of, actually.
Yeah. To add on to that, like I completely agree with them. Like one part is being there with other students, because especially when it comes to like group projects, at least in high school, like I'm okay with disappointing myself, like when I'm working alone, but I'm not okay with disappointing other people. So that's why groups work better for me. Um, and also, even with distance learning at CVHS, I learned how the teacher themselves not being there, um, and like I couldn't I couldn't self study as much, especially when it came to like history, like social studies subjects and English. Like I can't do those by myself. Math and science, there I'm still okay with self studying there. Um, but yeah, so not having students and teachers, big dislike. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing about online school is like it's so hard to get feedback on your work and like ask questions and stuff like that. Cause like, yeah, you can send an email, but then it's not going to be like instantaneous, like, okay, you can do this, or like, this is how you do it, or whatever. So like, it just takes time away from like your work to that you have to wait. Because if you don't know how to do something, you can't do it right then and there. So you have to like wait. Also like motivation too, like if I'm at home I'm gonna be distracted and stuff like that, but we talked about that earlier.
Hmm. On a completely different topic, I wanted to get your guys. Well, obviously, COVID has been affecting everything that's been happening, like in the entire world, especially for you guys. The way that college is going to work. So I wanted to get your guys' a little bit, just a bit of your guys' opinion on the coronavirus. Do you guys ever worry personally about getting the coronavirus, like here, or if you guys were to leave and go somewhere else, not too far, I guess, but not necessarily college, but just go out and yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I haven't like I don't know anyone that has got it at all,
Mhm.
so I feel like not seeing it yet. Uh, that's why I'm a little more calm, and it feels like it's something that's happening like away from me. But I mean, if I think about it, it's closer than I think. I know Alameda County is doing better than most other places in the U.S. Um,
Florida.
but still, like people, yeah,
Texas.
people travel here from other places, so you never know. But it's important to like follow all the regulations, like wear your mask and stuff. But I've been hanging out with like not like crazy amount, but only with like a few people. Like I know Theo and James, mostly you two, and then yeah, that's about it. So I'm glad I'm not like going out too much. But when I do, like it's only with like that few given amount of people. Yeah.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, I I I don't want to be that kid who's like, oh, just because I'm like a teenager, it's probably like not gonna happen to me. Cause like, um, I know a lot of people live in like, sorry, what's the word for it? Immunocompromised households. Big word there. I learned it over Corona. Um, so yeah, I live in one too. Like, if like I wouldn't care if I got it. For me, right? But for my parents, for my like, for my relatives, that's what would make me like scared, like actually scared about it, because like I don't want them getting it, especially because like they already have like underlying health conditions, and I don't want it to get any worse. So, in terms of being safe, though, like I feel like wearing a mask is like the number one thing you can do to actually help fight it. Like I keep emphasizing that, and yeah, that's just my take on it.
Just wear a mask, please. Like, look at Asia. They're all wearing masks, and their numbers have gone down like so much. And it's not even like I mean, yeah, it's hard to breathe sometimes, right? If you're like freaking hiking Mission Peak or something like that. But like but like you're not doing that. You're just like walking around. So like wear a mask. Also, like if your parents don't want you going out, probably don't go out. Don't like force it too, because they're the ones at risk. You're not really the ones at risk. That's why I feel kind of like guilty when I go out, because like my dad was like, "You're going out too much." So I'm like, "Okay, I won't go out for you." But it's just tough. Just wear a mask. I feel like if you are going out, wear a mask. If not, just stay home.
Yeah.
There's like Amazon Prime food. You get food delivered to you. DoorDash is options. Uber Eats, not sponsored, by the way.
Yeah, Amazon groceries has been a gem this
Yeah,
entire.
exactly. You can do everything from home now.
Yeah.
That's gonna be so interesting to see like future work too, because now that like everything's gonna be at home, why have people go to the office and stuff like that? But
Right.
that can be a different topic for later.
Do you guys have a prediction of what's going to happen in the future in terms of how colleges are going to work, and maybe how long COVID will go on and affect those things?
I think
I mean, it's obviously hard to predict
college-
anything right now, but
yeah, at least I think by spring, because what MIT's planning is if it doesn't change much. I mean, I know it's gonna calm down by then because it'll be like a whole year. Even if the vaccine doesn't show up, I feel like with how bad the US is doing right now, everyone will get exposed enough that we start to build immunity. What they want to do is bring back freshmen, sophomores, and juniors at least. But if we have a vaccine by then they'll bring back everyone. I think colleges won't change as much, but I know with high schools, like since they didn't have as much online stuff before, like the future's gonna look different for high schools because they have all these resources now and like they've all practiced it kind of.
For me, when this thing all started, I was like, like it started like in March. So then I was like, you know what? I just want a normal graduation. And then after that, I was like, no, actually, no, I just want a normal summer. And then that didn't work. And I was like, no, I just want like a normal like Halloween. I feel like by Halloween we can all be like trick or treating and like
That's
away candy. And then no, and then after that, I was like, I just want a normal Christmas. That was like my biggest one. I was like, please just give me a normal Christmas. And then I realized, well, nothing's really gonna happen until there's like a specific like plan, and I don't think that's gonna happen until like early next year or late this year. So then now my new goal is to have a normal Easter next year. Yeah, that's my new goal. Just a normal Easter, we can do some Easter egg hunts, see the little Easter bunny hop again. That's the new goal for me, at least.
wow.
Yeah, I mean, like, look at it. It started in March, and it's already July? That's like 4 months. We've had so much time to like fix, and just everybody's just like, it's not a big deal. I'm gonna go out, and it just makes everything worse. So like, I wouldn't be surprised if like this extended into like 2021. To be honest, just like. Not to be political or anything, but like look at our president, dude. He's not wearing a mask when he's going out, dude. I'm like, dude, come on.
Yeah.
Well, that was sort of my next question, but it's pretty much just a yes or no. Like, you guys don't have to get political. I kind of don't want you guys to get political because that leads to other stuff.
Yeah.
But you guys are all 18 by now, right?
No,
Ah.
Are you actually
Nah.
17?
I'm not. Yeah,
Are you going to be 18 by November?
no.
God, you just.
I'm that one person who turns 18 the month after the election, sir.
Oh
That's
wow.
super funny.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's just assume that you're all 18. Are you guys planning on voting in the 2020 election?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do it. Do it. If you can.
For me, the thing is because I'm a naturalized citizen, and I don't since everything closed down, I was gonna apply for my passport, which is what I need, I think, to register to vote. But since everything closed down, like I don't exactly know what's going on, so I'll try my best. I'll look into that. I should look into that more. But yeah, I was planning on voting in Massachusetts because I know that's where it's more of a swing state, a little bit more than California. So I don't know how much it's gonna matter here, but maybe I'll go to like Nevada or something and vote.
I don't think
We
that's
have the
how it
time.
works. I don't think that's how it works, Josh, but okay.
Yeah, even though I can't vote, I want to say something to everyone here in California. The most common excuse I hear is, "Oh, we're a blue state anyway. I'm not gonna vote." What kind of like mentality goes into that? Saying, "Oh, just because I know this person's gonna win, I'm not gonna vote." That's literally what happened in 2016. Like, not a lot of voters turned out at the polls, and that's why we have our current president right now.
I'm voting for Kanye.
No, dude.
That was a joke, by the way. That was a
Thank you.
joke.
Thank you.
But yeah, just vote. If you're old enough, vote, please.
Yeah, also, I think now we have the time to actually look into like local elections because the president, I mean, as much as we think it matters, like there's a lot of like the local positions, they affect us personally a lot more with like the state stuff. And
Right.
because with police brutality and stuff and all that going on, I think putting in new and better people, like researching who the nominees are, that could be very helpful.
Right. And then going back more towards the original conversation in the whole college fall semester, what was the thing that you guys had, assuming, before everything broke out, what was the thing that you guys were most looking forward to about going to college when you were about to graduate?
For me, it was just being in SoCal with a lot of my friends and like enjoying like summer there, probably like going around like eating places because there's a lot of good food places in SoCal, and probably going to the beach, all that fun stuff. And I think just like the overall like social aspect that goes into college, that's the one I was really excited about.
I think it's just something like getting a new experience, right? Because like all of my life, I've just been like with my parents, right? Just like kind of getting help from them to do stuff like that. But then now that you're in college, you're on your own, so like you got to figure stuff out by yourself. But then also you get freedom, so you could buy kind of whatever you want, if you have money for it, obviously, and be responsible with it. But like, just like the whole being on your own thing seems kind of like cool.
Yeah. I was looking forward to the MIT special Article 2 party. So it's in the dorm that I wanted to go to, and at that party you're only allowed to wear 2 articles of clothing, and I was gonna show up in 2 socks.
Of course you were. Of course you were.
Aggressive thing to want.
2 socks.
But that's
dude.
not happening. Or maybe we wear like a
You should have worn gloves, dude. Just 2 things of gloves.
Like two
Like
mask
mittens, like
and
mitts or something like that.
one more thing.
A scarf and a beanie.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 bracelets.
2 bracelets.
Okay.
This one doesn't come off, so.
Oh, seriously?
So you only have one. You're
one.
limited to one then.
Yep.
All right. I have one more question for you guys, but it's sort of being split into 2. So you can choose the order in how you answer this. So the question or questions are, what is the worst part and the best part about being the class of 2020?
Ooh.
Wait, that's the two. That's the two questions.
Those are the two, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go first. The worst part is, I mean, obviously, like missing out on a lot of stuff and a lot of, I don't know. It was just you can't really explain what happens the second semester of senior year because it's a lot of like crazy things that happen. So yeah, that's the worst part of it. But I feel like at this point we're like now all over it. Like we're just like we don't care anymore. Like we used to, but like now we're like, oh, it's okay, it's over.
Right.
For me at least, but I can't speak for other people. The best part is all the free things that comes with it. And also like
Hard science.
I've said this before, like the class of 2019 did not get this much praise for graduating high school. Like class of 2018, class of 2017, they never got this much praise for graduating high school. They didn't get like Barack Obama to give them like a little speech and like a thing that LeBron James put together. Like, you know, that's just like crazy for me. Like you would have never expected that to happen. And I don't know, like my class could get mad at me, but we're actually spoiled. Like we got really spoiled in May with all the things that we like, free Krispy Kreme, free Pizza Hut, all that free stuff, plus like all these famous people like congratulating us, and that made me feel even more special. I mean, of course, you can't like replace the fact that walking the stage with your friends, blah 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 blah, prom, blah blah blah. But I think it was a good way to make up for it. And that was like the best part of being class of 2020.
I can go next. The worst part, obviously, like he said, just missed all this things we were looking forward to being canceled. But for me, the main thing is like, you know, last semester, senior year, I'm not missing like prom or graduation, any of that stuff as much as, you know, just like being at school with my friends on the last semester, just goofing off at lunch and after school. Uh, and then in addition to that, like just even college, you know, fall semester getting canceled, it's that first step in your like new chapter kind of being online now and you're just still in the same spot. But I'd say the best part is like we're kind of gonna go down in history as that one class that's like graduated through a pandemic, right? Even if we got all that free stuff, I'd say like all the alternatives to graduation, like at least for just that graduation event, they made it up for me. All the free stuff and everything. But like I can tell my kids when they don't want to do homework, oh yeah, I did homework online. I wasn't even allowed to go to school, so you better. Yeah. So I feel like we're gonna be like honored, and whenever it comes to graduation, you know, our class is gonna be honored. Yeah.
I think the worst thing for class of 2020 is like the lack of closure, right? Like the last day of school,
So weird.
I was kind of just joking, like, oh, haha, it's the last day of school, ha, see you like whenever, like see you in summer. Because like we assumed that we would be going back, right? So like, okay, yeah, this is not the end, right? And like especially for like those who play assassins, like we didn't get to finish that. Like that was supposed to be like something that was really fun, but that never finished. And then like it just kept going and going, and then we never got to like actually like say goodbye to people. So I think that was like the most unfortunate thing for me. But as Darsh said, the best thing is like our legacy, right? Like we are the class that like graduated and like started graduating through a pandemic, and that every class after us will be like will follow in our footsteps of graduating through a global pandemic, which I think is pretty cool, you know.
So yeah, that was my last question. I wanted to make it, you know, as powerful, I guess, as possible. I always try to make the last question, I guess, one of the best ones of the entire video. But thank you guys very much for doing this with me. Hopefully this was you know, something cool for you guys, and you know, something that I guess could touch a lot of people. I feel like this is something a lot of people, like any of these questions within the video, a lot of people are wondering and just didn't have that much knowledge about, like even like myself, like with really all these videos I do, you know, the purpose of this is like to learn and to get, you know, obviously a high schooler's like perspective on like, you know, how I guess, you know, you guys are feeling within this time rather than like an adult's thought of what their student might be thinking or what their kid or child might be thinking. So yeah, thank you guys very much. If you guys have any closing thoughts or messages that you guys would want to say, you know, feel free. You know, it's really just open.
Yeah, so I know the district is supposed to like decide what's gonna happen at the high school. They haven't decided it yet, right? They're gonna have like a meeting July
They released
9th,
something
I
that
think.
was it was like 40 pages, but it wasn't like super specific. I guess I don't know. No one read
Yeah.
it, really.
All I know is like even if they try like to say I know social distancing isn't gonna happen at the high school, so and like they barely have like the soap dispensers full, so I don't know how they're gonna do hands-on either. But so it's looking like you guys are also gonna like probably be online for longer than the 3 weeks, I'd say. So I just want to say, you know, it's okay. It's just the first semester. Second semester is usually more fun, especially you seniors. It's kind of you probably now have more time to focus on college apps and stuff. Hopefully, it'll be homecoming will be in person, maybe. I don't know, but we're with you. So if you guys need help, yeah,
We did it first. We did it first.
Completely off topic. Just want to say, keep signing petitions, donate whatever you have, educate yourself on like this whole like Black Lives Matter movement, because I mean, we're still like, a lot of people are still like really mad about it, but like for me, I'm thinking on the bright side, seeing that a lot of people are, more and more people are getting educated about it than they were like a month ago, 2 months ago. And it's really great that like I feel like you can change people's minds about things, and people can open up to like being educated about these things that are actually happening like in society. So yeah, just keep signing petitions, educate yourself even more. Yeah, thank you.
I'd like to say just don't take things for granted. I never thought that I'd want to go back to school, but this like online learning thing was like, dude, I really want to go back to school, like really bad. So just don't take things for granted. Wear a mask, and just like have fun. Like, yes, it sucks, but like there's other ways to have fun than just like hanging out with people. Like, go like paint a picture or something. I don't know. Just
the amount of hobbies people have.
Dude, there's so many people like learn something new. Just try and have fun. Okay. Good luck.
I'm gonna learn how to do a kickflip. That's my goal.
Can we skate together, Darsh?
By December.
Let's skate.
Yes.
Skate.
Bye.
Bye, Z's.